If you are planning a trip to India, then this video is right for you. Hello and welcome back to the channel. In this video, I'll be showing you how you can apply an e-visa for India under less than 10 minutes time, and also will be giving you a lot of information regarding the countries who are eligible for the e-visa, the cost of the e-visa, and also will be telling you some tips which you definitely will be requiring during the time of immigration when you are coming to India. So do watch the full video, is going to be very informative, and if you like the video, don't forget to like, share and subscribe to the channel. And if you have any queries, do let me know in the comment section below. So without wasting any more time, let's get started. So first you need to type e-visa, and this is the link which you are going to click, the first one. And this is the portal which is going to open in front of you, the Government of India's official website. So you can see the countries and regions who are eligible to apply for e-visa. Let me just show you that as well. There's a huge list of countries: Albania, Andorra, Croatia, Cyprus, Czech Republic. So there's a huge list of countries who can actually apply, including Denmark, Argentina, Armenia, Ecuador is also there, Bahamas, Bahrain, Fiji, so Georgia, Germany, Ghana, Botswana, Brazil, Canada. And the list goes on: Hungary, Colombia, Iceland, Indonesia, Cook, Italy, Israel, Japan, Jordan, New Zealand, Kenya, Norway. You can just check out for the names of your country, if it's there or not in this particular list, you can apply for e-visa. So South Africa, Spain, Sri Lanka, the list goes on and on actually. And the last is Zimbabwe, Zambia, Zimbabwe. 174 countries are actually eligible for e-visa. And next we are going to just show you the instructions. As you can see, there's 9 category of e-visas, which includes tourist visa, business visa, medical visa, e-student visa, transit, e-film visa, miscellaneous, e-entry, e-production, investment visa, medicals. There are only 2 medical attendant visa as well. You can just read out from this particular list actually, and these informations are very informative for people who are actually applying it. As you can see, there is a 3% of bank charge will be taken additionally when you are applying for e-visa, and it's a total non-refundable. As you can see, the e-visa amount submitted is non-refundable, as the fees process of the application is not dependent on the grant or rejection. So these are the rules, you just need to read it out. And there are FAQs as well, some questions which are quite common, from where you can actually find yours as well. If you have any questions related to this particular topic on applying e-visa, you can just check it out. And there is the phone number. As you can see, I will link down the phone number as well for you, from where you can actually contact the authorities directly and ask them the questions. So let's go, let's move down, and you can see apply e-visa, pay the e-visa fees, wait for the ETA online, and fly to India. So these are the things actually right over here. And once we go down, you can see these are the categories of e-visa. We are going to go for tourist visa right over here, e-tourist visa, and you can see it's for 1 month, 1 year and 5 years duration. And this is the way. Click here for apply e-visa, and once you click this, a form will come in front of you on the next page. First you need to put up your passport, your region, select your country or region, and your name as in the passport to continue. Once you are done with this, again you need to put up your nationality, your passport type, your port of arrival, date of birth, email ID, and your expected arrival date. Passport will be ordinary passport if you are a tourist, and port of arrival is the place where you are reaching first when you are coming to India. Now let me just give you a very important information here. If you are transiting within India, if you're coming from a different country, like if you're coming from Netherlands and going to Delhi, but if you have a halt in Mumbai, then your first port of arrival will be Mumbai. So keep this thing in mind. After that, you need to put up this captcha, as you can see. And once you are done, you need to click that I've read all the instructions. Just need to click that box and click on continue. After this, you can see that the applicant's detail is needed. Your surname exactly as what it is given on your passport. Keep this thing in mind, it's very important. Your given name. If you don't have a surname, by the way, you don't need to put it up in this particular information column. Then after that, gender, date of birth, town of birth, country of birth, citizenship or national ID, religion, visual marks, and education qualification. These are compulsory things that you need to put it up. And then you just, as you can see, these are all the details. Have you lived 2 years in a country where you are applying a visa? Yes or no. Passport details, your passport number, your place of issue, your date of issue, date of expiry, all the passport details. Along with that, the country of issue, your passport number once again. So the next page which will be opening in front of you is the applicant's address detail, where you need to put up your present address, your house number, your village, your country, your province, district, postal zip code, your phone number, mobile number, email ID, which you have actually already provided in the front page. So that will actually be popping out. I've just given a dummy email ID. And click here if you are staying in the same address, your permanent address details as well. You can just put it up. Your father's details, your family details, right over here, name, nationality, previous nationality, place of birth, etc. Your mother's details as well. The same goes for father and mother in this particular segment. And once you fill it up, you directly need to go down and check out for your marital status. Right over here you can see if you're married or not married, and you can just see that where your parents and grandfather are Pakistani nationals or belong to Pakistan or held in that area, yes or no. If yes, then you have to give the details. Again, you need to put up your profession, your employee name, designation, address, phone number, past occupation if any. And if you are a military, semi-military, police, security, or any such organization, you need to click yes or no and then move forward. On the next page, you are going to apply the photo of your passport and also your photo with a white background on the highest resolution possible. And remember that you need to apply e-visa 6 days to 7 days before you travel to India, because it takes almost around 4 to 5 working days to reach, leaving out a Sunday in between. And let me just tell you the rates of the e-visa in this video. As I've already told you, I'm going to be sharing with you that as well, because it differs from country to country. So if you are planning to come to India from countries like USA, Australia, Canada and the EU nations, then you need to pay a total of $25 during the time of peak season for e-visa, for the tourist e-visa for India. And if you are coming during the off season, then you need to pay $10 only. And if you're staying there for almost an year, then you need to pay $40. And if you are planning to stay for almost 5 years, then $80 is what you need to pay for countries which I have just named in this particular video. Well, there are some countries actually who are actually getting free e-visas for India. Let me just call them out as well. It's Argentina, Fiji, Indonesia, Jamaica, Kiribati, Marshall Islands, Mauritius, Micronesia, Myanmar, Palau, Papua New Guinea, Samoa, Seychelles, Solomon Islands, South Africa, Tonga, Uruguay and Vanuatu. I don't know whether I have spelled it correctly or not. And it's a flat $25 fee for countries like Japan, Singapore, Sri Lanka, which they need to pay for a duration of 1 year or 5 years. So let me just give you another information here. Once you are doing the payment, you need to keep your international transaction on. You can pay it with your debit or credit card actually. Hopefully it's done through Visa and MasterCards mainly. And keep in mind that international transaction should be on, or else your payment will get declined. Once you do the payment and once you submit the form, you will get a mail notification, and after 5 to 6 working days your e-visa will be coming to the mail which you have provided. Try to keep all the spellings same as what it is in your passport and other documents, because if there is a minor issue or the minor spelling mistake, then it's very tough to actually make another e-visa once this particular thing is done. And if you have any queries, I will link down a phone number from where you can actually contact the immigration officers regarding this particular topic. If you have any faults on, like maybe if you have done some spelling mistakes, or if you have made some mistakes actually while the form fill up, you can just connect with them and have a talk whether you can rectify it in this particular form, or you need to apply a new form. So I hope you guys found the video informative. If you did, don't forget to like, share, subscribe to the channel. And if you have any queries, as I already told you, then the comment section is right there for you. Do comment, I will answer each and everyone's question. So I see you guys in a very different video. Till then, bye bye, take care.